Come on. Good girl. Morning. Vowles. She's only got two modes, looking cute or looking for food. This is the looking for food mode. I grew up in Geneva, Switzerland, and during my childhood spent a lot of time with someone I sort of call my brother. We're not blood brothers, but we fundamentally lived together, called Luciano. And we watched Formula One on the sofa together. A bit of a bad habit, but emails pretty much as soon as I wake up. So just checking what's come in overnight to make sure there's anything outstanding on things. I'm still doing, only because I want to hit a streak of 365 days, Duolingo German every day. Then often found myself falling asleep in the Grand Prix, truthfully. And I quite like you come back for a few days, and then you back out, you come back for a few days, and this becomes your foundations you can put yourself on.
Yeah. Rachel, what's your take on how much James is away? And
I mean, I'm not complaining.
She's banned from playing Monopoly. Before I met her, her family banned her from playing. She gets really frustrated when she loses. So we sort of backed off on that a little bit at the moment.
And you don't?
I don't know how to say this, but I normally don't lose. If you look around, you've seen a bit around the house. It's quite organised, quite structured. All of that's going to go, we know that. But it's something we've both wanted for a long time. So it's just, yeah, looking forward to it is probably the best I can say.
Yeah.
Ask me in about 6 weeks, and then I'll tell you
we'll
really.
Come back.
I have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity in this organisation, an organisation with legacy beyond near enough every other team, to bring it back to the front. Every day is quite different. And what I mean by that is one day can be about understanding where we're going with next year's livery or livery options for this year, potential sponsors. You're then into technical discussions over what happened the previous race, where we are on the car setup, where we are on the FW46, where we are on simulators. Every single day has little pockets that are across the entire company. And I think that's a unique element to being a team principal.
Here we are.
Just half an hour late. Morning, how you doing? That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. See you soon. I've been working towards this goal for many, many years, and it was but a dream. You can never do anything more than dream of being in this position, because there are many other deserving people in our world today. And it's not the end of a journey, but rather the start of a journey. Everything resets and starts again from now. What I like about camera crews is you've seen 3 people walk out the office and then turn back around and go back in again. If you do that, I'll just come in here with a camera crew anyway.
Don't do that,
This is, if you pass in here, Julia is lovely and looks after me every single day and gets me from A to B. So when we were half an hour late this morning, Julia was the one frantically making other plans. This is my office. Just catching up on morning emails, what's going on as plan of action. Obviously, we've got lots of combined things all happening at once. One of them being the next year's chassis, next year's car, being really in full swing of development right now and taking most of the activity of the organisation. But the second is we still have an active racing calendar with Qatar coming up in just a matter of days. And let's go. I may or may not be slightly late for this next meeting, but that is my go-to. So this next meeting is with sort of senior members of our race team. It's a catch-up that we do once a week and just talk through what problems we've encountered at the last few events. It can be from pit stops to procedural errors to strategy to car setup and performance. Can you summarise it for me? Because that's the bit I'm most interested in. What happened? Why did it happen? What are we changing as a result of it? Because I think when I work through bits of it, there's probably little bits everywhere. There was a tyre that was changed that shouldn't have been changed. There was communication that was there at the same time. What do we do differently?
Well, we're going to change the comms process between the people involved in the pit stop.
And are you going to use a line on the map to indicate the 15 seconds before box, or?
Yes. Yeah.
There is already. Okay, so that's the cut-off point. You don't say anything.
Yeah.
Would it have been past that here?
We need to catch up with Otis to finalise it, but where the last point where we can change the lights, which we think is the standby
I was going to
call.
say that's the next one, yeah.
everyone is well-intentioned, but they've all crept a little bit from the process. And for a normal pit stop, it has no consequence. But when you want to do something right on the edge, and really what the process is designed around, all those little bits of creep cause the problems.
That is motorsport. You get these fantastic highs and these unfortunate lows that come with it as well. Morning.
Morning.
Morning. I saw Joe a second ago. He's over here. I'll go and find him. Where's the repair?
It's a new spot on. Repair there.
They've done a really, really, really good job on that.
Yeah.
The racing simply is this thing that's in your face every 2 weeks. You can't ignore it. It's there. And don't get me wrong, I go to every race wanting to extract every millisecond out of the car and every point. But the balance to that is this helping us short-term or long-term? And if it's short-term, put it aside. So that was effectively build of the race cars, so the race bays. Now we're off into composite manufacturing.
So this is what we usually call like pre-car build jitters.
How long does that last for? Months, I think. Yeah. It's hard because I don't want to let go of the milliseconds that are on the table today. But what brings me back to it is, why am I here? I'm not here to finish 9th, 8th, 7th in a given championship. We're here to be, first and foremost, properly in the midfield, recognising the midfield, scoring points every week. How do we get there?
So tell us about this room then and what it kind of means to you, this space here.
This symbolises why I'm here. It's easily forgotten the amount of success that this team had. And I'm not saying it's simplistic back then, but with the tools they had, it's an incredible job. But it shows you the passion and the legacy that this company holds, that from just a few years of entering the championship, they're champions. If you can't find me at my office desk, it'll be highly likely you can find me down here. It just represents the history of the team, the accolades of the team, the strength of the team. And I want to have the ability through these changes that we're making, and the ability to add to that, I hope. Morning. Morning. Everyone, I think, thinks that performance comes from downforce. It does, in part, but it comes from actually the entire organisation working together. We've got Alex here today, but the work he's doing at the moment is on next year, not on this year. And so his time in the sim is not spent worrying about Qatar or future events this year. It's worrying about how do we become better in the future.
He's busted practice.
This sort of,
I'm ready.
I mean, you would have thought that you're going to be okay because you kind of do this for a living. I thought what we were doing is coming to the sim and saying hello to you. I didn't think we were coming here and doing this.
I thought the same thing, but there's no fun in that.
So guys, what's sort of relationship between a team principal and a driver like from both your points of view? James, you want to go first? Or?
I think Alex will find I'm the best team principal that is really in the pit lane. And so the relationship is the best he could have thought of before joining here.
And I said the same thing. I must be the best driver that you've ever worked with. So.
Correct. So at Grove, Alex is here doing long, long days, as am I, and often our schedules clash. For example, yesterday we spent half an hour together, but that's a great use of time, but it doesn't happen all the time, unfortunately.
Who would, if one of you had to fake it as a driver and the other one as the team principal, who's doing better in
I would say Alex would do better at both, and I'll explain why. Often it's entirely misunderstood how special Alex is at what he's doing. It is a level that it would blow your mind if you ever got in the car and tried to get anywhere near close to them. You'd be 7 seconds off.
I'd be worried more about losing track of time. When the focus goes towards racing, it's almost becomes like a tunnel vision kind of thing. And
when does that sort of switch on a race week day?
That's the problem, is I don't know. That's why things get lost.
And who's the most competitive of the two of you?
I think James is actually more competitive than I am in some ways.
I would agree, yeah.
But more discreet.
Depends what we're doing. It will come out in a really bad way, so I control it a lot more.
Well, there's a good way to find out, isn't there? We've got some sims over here, so should we get you in there?
So for clarity, we're taking a professional Formula One racing driver against someone in clown shoes.
Basically, James has a setting where he just holds the throttle down. There's a bit of this for the camera.
It's unbelievable, the amount of sass coming out your... There we go.
Number one.
And where is number one?
I got it.
Okay.
He's acting like he doesn't know where it is. You know,
Yeah,
you know.
bluffing.
Oh, it's gone quiet now. I think you're ahead of me because I can see your steering movement. I gave you a bit of a love tap.
That's my fault, to be fair. It's hardly the wrong breaking point.
Wow, I've got an engine. Oh, well, you made it. Oh my God, this is a good race.
It's still the circuit layout.
That's why. That's why I did the practice.
So they've changed the circuit layout for this year, and I've done the circuit layout that I've raced, that I've done for God knows how many years, not realising which layout it was using. And I got disqualified for cheating by going the long way around. So if there's any proof that I've done zero practice beforehand, it's here. The greatest threat is this. I think for us to be successful in the future, it has to be a sport where you don't know, none of you know, on a given Sunday, who's going to win that race. And it should be a fierce competition, a proper battle of gladiators. We have an increasingly diverse and growing, expanding fan base, and this is absolutely fantastic. It's now making sure that we keep that fan base and continue to grow it. We have it because we've humanized the sport. People can now see what's behind it. Where do we go from here now? And make sure that we continue to grow on this pathway. Hi, James Vowles here, Team Principal at Williams Racing. Watch A Day in My Life. A Day in My Life.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
We have 50 of these. Thanks for joining me on A Day in My Life. Follow us on track and online, and we'll see you very soon.